Hey, so the quality of this video is not the best because I'm kind of like in the dark. But I wanted to update you guys. So after the event that I went to yesterday, I really liked it. I was in a room full of extremely successful women, like women who are billionaires, thousandaires, I guess, own businesses, have been working in like are high up in their companies, vice presidents, presidents, owners, CEOs, and basically, I think I explained what the event was, but basically, it's a mentorship program where if you are a mentee, me, I'm a mentee, then you get paired up with a mentor. And that person is somebody who has been working in your field for years and years and years and can basically mentor you in your career. And no, it does not promise a job. No, it doesn't guarantee a job. And no, it's not something that gets you on your route to a job. But it puts you in position to be hired. So it's not to say you won't get a job if you work very well, or if your mentor is hiring at their company, because it's called the Chamber of Commerce. Chamber of Commerce is an organization or like entity that is comprised of business owners specifically. So if your mentor, who is a business owner, happens to be hiring, then and they want you, then yeah, they'll put you in. But if they're not hiring, then they'll obviously they'll refer you to somebody, refer somebody to you. So just keeping positive relationships with people gets you in the door. So I got to meet my mentor. This is a safe place for me, so I'm going to be super honest. When I first arrived, it was very I don't have a word. You just went in and everybody's walking around. It wasn't overwhelming, but it was just like, well, where do I go? Everyone's just walking around talking to each other. So they were in the middle of an icebreaker. I got there 10 minutes late. They're in the middle of an icebreaker, and you're supposed to meet people. We weren't introduced to our mentor immediately. It was just like, let's meet people, networking. So I kind of stood there and watched the crowd. And I saw this one lady by herself, so I started talking to her. Come to find out, she's one of the mentors. But I thought she was a mentee. She looked so young. She was so young-spirited. And I really enjoyed talking to her. I feel like I could have talked to her for a really long time. I loved talking to her. I feel like I don't know what business she owned, but I feel like she could have taught me a lot of, just even her conversation, like the 3-minute conversation we had. She was basically telling me, you're young, things are going to change, but utilize this program, always put God first, telling me stuff like I basically know, but it's almost like she was just reassuring me, and it just felt like a very safe space. And she wasn't talking to me in a very professional, when I want to say professional way. She was talking to me in a very professional way, but it wasn't in a fake professional way, if that makes sense. It was very I see you, this is the industry. And she was also Black, so she was like, we got to get it how we live it. You're going to be successful, but you're going to be cautious, and be righteous. And so in the middle of that conversation, like I told you, my grandma told me about this event. So in the middle of that conversation, a lady walks up, and she was one of the ladies who was passing out the icebreaker sheets, and her energy was very stiff, if that's the best way I can describe it. And in the middle of her talking to me, which was so confusing. I guess this is my second corporate event type event, and one thing I recognize a lot is you could be in the middle of a conversation with people, and someone will literally walk up to you and start talking as if you weren't just having a conversation with someone. And I don't know if that's normal, but that's my second event like that, and it's been pretty good, consistent. I'm literally talking. When my kids do that at work, excuse me, do you see me? So it kind of annoyed me because I really wanted to finish the conversation we're having. But they walked up, And it was two ladies. One of them was another lady, and then another one was the lady who was stiff. So she's talking to me, asking me questions, trying to get to know me, and I was just like, I was in the middle of having a deep conversation. So it kind of just threw me off. So I was just like, okay, hi, I'm Ashley. I think I looked just like that. That feels right. Oh my gosh, I be smiling at people like that. Anyway, so that's how that went. And then my grandma, like I told you guys, she's part of the event, so she walked up at the same time while I'm explaining to the stiff lady, you know, me, my accolades, I guess. And my grandma interrupts and she goes, oh, she never knows. And the stiff lady kind of got frustrated with my grandma. And I was just like, I don't know what's happening right now. Like, I genuinely just was like, do you have an attitude, or what are y'all talking about? Like, what is happening right now? So I was literally like back and forth like that. And it kind of frustrated me because I don't like confusion. And I especially don't like you interrupting me with confusion. Like, I was in the middle of a conversation. So my grandma basically is like, oh, this is your mentor. And that my mentor gets frustrated. She goes, I was trying to say it in a very, she was like, I was trying to, is that my eye? Oh. Basically, she was basically like, yo, like she said in so many words, your grandma messed it up, but I was trying to come in a slick way. You didn't know that I was your mentor, but I was trying to get to know you without you knowing that was your mentor. And I was like, okay. Like, she didn't say that, but that was basically what she was trying to say. So we're talking, and she can't hear me, so she's like, let's go in the other room. I get frustrated. I had just arrived there. There's food out. I didn't get to get to the food yet. I didn't get to finish the first conversation I had. And she's telling me, let's go to the other room where nobody else was at. And it wasn't even time to go into that room because we started in one room and she wanted to go to another room. So I go to the other room with her. We're talking. And immediately she starts telling me, like, all her accolades. And she's like, I do this, I do this. I have this many degrees. I have this license. I've been a principal. I've been this. I own my own practice and stuff. And she told me some really impressive stuff. Like, I'm like, you're my mentor? Like, girl. Like, she got some stuff under her belt. But you know, I just sat there listening. And all in all, we hit it off. I think some things she was telling me. She was basically telling me, she's like, you know, if there's good things about you, don't be afraid to tell people. Because I didn't tell her something that she had to later find out about me, that she was just like, oh, like, that's something good. You should be telling people good things about yourself. And I was like, well, I guess I didn't realize that over the couple of years, like, I just stopped. Because I used to be that person who always like, oh, look what happened to me, and this happened to me, and this happened to me. You know, sometimes, when you're excited, just like Joseph, sometimes when you're excited about telling people stuff, like he told his brothers, they can punish you for being successful. And that's what Joseph experienced in the Bible. And that's some things I've experienced. Like, you tell people the good things that's going on in your life, and like, I've seen and heard in my face a friend like excited that I was like failing. Like, there was one point I asked, we were in a friend group, and I told everybody, I said, hey, this area in my life, I need some prayer because I'm not sure how it's going to work out. And she literally rejoiced. She goes, she's like, oh my gosh, thank you, Jesus. Because you never know what people are going through. Like, you could look at people and think they just have it all together. Like, she was literally like going off like that. And I was just like, in my mind, I never knew that she was looking at me like that. I didn't think that I ever boasted. I didn't think that I ever was showing showboaty, but I knew that I lived a life that, in my opinion, I was just living my best life. And, you know, when other people are living under their calling, then they feel insecure. And I knew people would be insecure about it. I knew people were like jealous of my lifestyle, but it wasn't because I was trying to make them. It was more so like, I don't think they knew how to access it, but I was always very open of like, this is how you get this. Like, that's who I am. I'm not a gatekeeper. Well, I'm not going to say not. I used to not be. I used to be a blabbermouth. But now I feel like some people should know some things and some people don't need to. Because some things are only powerful in the right hands. So now I know. But yeah, over the years, I started to just stop telling people what I'm doing and going through. I don't post online. You don't know what's going on in my life. Like, people are like, you should go out of town more. Girl, I am flying out almost every single weekend, but I'm not telling you because I'm not trying to be showboaty. Like, and I've been, whatever. So, that's what she was saying. She goes, this is a safe place to be everything that you are. And she goes, when you introduce yourself, you need to tell people who you are. And I really like that she said that. And I liked a lot of things. She was very like very headstrong and very straightforward. And so my interaction with her was like, it was more sweet than bitter, but it was bittersweet. Like, it was like bitter because I saw where she kind of had an attitude with people. Like, there was three instances within just the 2 hours of me being around her where she caught an attitude with people and said something slick to somebody behind a smile. And that just was like, And the third time it was with me. She told me, she's like, and when we have our conversations, she said it like in a smile. She was like, I'm gonna smile so you can see. She's like, when we have our conversations, I prefer for you to be more serious because you smile a little bit too much. And I was like, I didn't feel like I had, I'm not going to say like that's her experience with me. But I was like, I didn't know if I should laugh or not because she was laughing. And I was like, so I just kind of looked down. I was just like, I didn't like that energy. I didn't like, because she's older. So I'm not about to disrespect my elders, but like, I just didn't know how to react. And so I'm not going to say I didn't like that she said that. I don't like that I didn't know how to react in that moment. So, I don't really know what to expect from this program, but being in that room, because my grandma is somebody important in that organization, everybody was looking forward to meeting me. People I had no idea even existed. People who heard, like people just who were like, oh, I didn't know your grandma was her. Like, they just found out that night. And I know you can say it's nepotism, but everybody knows success is about who you know, not what you know. What you know is after who you know. So, but I realized after last night, and I think I've always known this, but I was able to put it into words last night. I just like attention. I like being the center of attention. And more so than attention, I like being important. I like being important. I want to be somebody important. That when I walk into the room, that I'm somebody important. And I'm not on the outside, so I don't know people's interpretation of me. When I walk in the room, do they stop and stare and be like, oh my gosh, do they fix themselves? Like, I don't know. But being in that room last night, I felt important. I was in a very nice building. Like, it was I don't even know what kind of building it was because it wasn't a hotel. It was definitely a work building, but it was super nice. You couldn't even get on certain floors without the freaking concierge, like putting a card up to, I've seen this before, but I've seen it before because I was like door dashing or because like, I don't know, like I've never had to experience this. Or like buildings I've had to be in, like hotels I've had to go in, you only can get to certain floors with a key card, but I've never booked that far. So, but I've never been in it was an actual office building as big as like a mall, bigger than a mall. Like, it was just humongous. It was gorgeous. And the concierge first of all, we had to sign in, put down who we're there for, what company we're with, and all this stuff. I don't know. The reason I was just thinking about it is because I don't know what company I was with. I don't know. Anyway, we couldn't even get to the elevators. The elevators had like a little gate that was like as high as your waist. We couldn't even get past that until she put the card in. Then when we got to the elevator, she had to put the card inside the screen, and then had to like put some numbers in and be like, oh, you're going to 12. And then the elevator lit up of which elevator we're supposed to be taking up. Like, it was like, she was like, you're going to be taking elevator A6. And she hit the A6 and then A6 lit up. Like, it was so fancy. And we went to the 12th floor, and it was just like beautiful. And it was just so, everything about it was just so amazing. I forgot why I was saying this, but the whole point of this video is that the video I made prior to this is I was saying I felt like a failure. And I didn't know if I should do this. I didn't know if I should do this. But I was wondering if my whole entire reasoning to want to be famous, I want to be a famous singer, is because I want to be important. Like, do I really care about singing? Part of me, like, I'm going to say 80% of me is like, no. 20% of me is like, yes. Because it used to be 100% of me. But that's a part of me that I don't feel like matters anymore. Like, I don't care too much to get on stage and sing. Like, I don't have that strong desire. Like, if someone was like, hey, Ashley, we're gonna, back in the day, if someone was like, I got hired to sing for Fred Hammond, yes, I want to do that, because it's like, I get to be on stage with a big Grammy award-winning gospel singer. But in hindsight, like, that ain't doing it for me right now. Like, if I had to sing with Fred Hammond, it wouldn't do anything. Like, it doesn't. I don't feel like it benefits anything besides the fact that I get to tell people I sing on stage with Fred Hammond. But I know also that right now where I'm at, I'm not after the goals that I feel like people want me to go after. And I think I'm in a good place. I think I'm in a place where I don't know what I want or where I'm going. And I'm having the chance to figure out, do I want to go after music because that's what I've always gone after and that's what's familiar to me to go after? Or am I going after the other things because that's what I'm supposed to do? And then what am I supposed to do? I'm right here, right now. And the only thing that seems important to me is being known. And so she asked me, she's like, who's driving your car? My mentor, she asked me, who's driving your car? And I was like, what do you mean, who's driving my car? And she said, well, for me, person who's driving my car, because she's working on getting another license right now. She said, well, in the driver's seat is my license, and whoever's getting in my car are professors and anybody else who are going where my licensing is taking me. And I'm just going to say right now, I am getting a degree. I feel free by saying this. It has taken me 10 years to get a degree. I started college in 2015, and I have been on and off in school since 2020, and I've gone through a lot. And finally, I'm on a track where I'm graduating this December, this year. And I've been afraid to post about it because I don't want any devil to stop me. I feel like every single time I try to tell somebody something good that's going on in my life, it gets stopped or like it gets hindered or something. But I'm saying that because that's one of the things I feel like maybe hindering me. Like, you're seeing my thought process like all together. I think that's one of the things that's hindering me, is me not being able to express the exciting things that's going on in my life. Like, I've moved cities. I live in a beautiful house. I live in a beautiful neighborhood, and I'm graduating this year, and I'm in a really cool program that allows me to learn from literal billionaires. Like, thank you, Jesus. And I get to say that freely. This is the first time I've said that and felt confident. Like, do you know who I am? Like, no, I'm not trying to be proud, but I'm not trying to be hidden anymore. Anyway, so she was saying, who is driving your car? I said, really and truly, I originally started my degree as music ed because I wanted to get a degree in music education. But working in I've been a substitute teacher for the past 5 years, and working in the education system has just getting worse and worse and worse, even as a substitute. And the problem isn't, the problem is everything. It's the kids, it's the admin, and it's the parents. It's all of it. Like, it's all of it. Like, just school itself is dumb. It feels like you as a teacher, where you have this much creativity, or you should, but you don't. And I don't like that atmosphere. I'm a creative being, and I don't like being in a place where I'm stifled. And so I said originally I want to do music ed, but I changed my degree to integrative studies, which is comprised of 3 different concentrations or majors. It's just concentrations. And I chose those concentrations based off what it is that I've always been doing. Music, I've always been doing music education. I've always been teaching, and English. I love writing papers. I'm good at it. But she said, who's driving your car? I said, really and truly, my degree. Like, I honestly don't even care about the outcome. I mean, I care about it, but I'm not thinking about it. I just want to graduate. It's been 10 years. This is my 10th year. I just want to graduate. I just want there to say, next to my name, Ashley Jones, Bachelor of Science in Integrative Studies. I want a degree. And she's like, well, you're going to have some goals. And I couldn't even write down my goals. I just want to graduate. That's it. And she's like, so what's going to happen when you graduate? What's going to happen in 10 years when you're no longer interested in what it is that you graduated in? So she was teaching me some real stuff. She's like, you need to be able to make yourself socially mobile, meaning don't just put yourself in a box. Put yourself in a place. She said, get a license, because license allows you to be in multiple settings. She said, make sure that whatever you get certified in allows you to be in multiple spaces, so that if your mind changes, you can go wherever you want and you don't need to get recertified or get another degree or whatever. She said, you need to be socially mobile. And that's the word that she used. And I really like that. So I'm just updating you guys on my mindset of what it is I said yesterday and how I finally feel. And happy Valentine's Day. Also, I have an amazing boyfriend. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. Like, there's so much going on in my life that is just so beautiful. And I'm sitting here acting like, woe is me. There's money in my account. There was a point in time I couldn't even buy myself deodorant. I have money in my account. I'm about to go get my nails done. Because obviously, I paid $15, maybe $20 for these earrings. Old Ashley wouldn't have done that. She about to go on Shein. And I know $15, $20 is not enough. But this is real gold. It came from Marshall's. So it's probably partially real gold. I didn't have anything to wear for Valentine's Day. So I went to Walmart last night and I bought this shirt for $15. Everything I have to budget, but I know how to handle money now. But there's a point in time I couldn't just be like, oh, I need something to wear, and I can just go to the store. God has blessed me. I am blessed. And I am blessed to be in a place where I have no freaking idea where I'm going or why I'm doing it, but I'm in a playground where I get to figure it out, and I'm just grateful. And I hope that this resonates with you. That if you're in any situation, remotely like I am, I'm only going to leave you with this. Stop dimming your light because other people don't got sunglasses. They can change. They can change. I'm going to leave this little tiny testimony. So the house that I'm living in is let's say it's a roommate situation. I'm only saying this because I want to tell my business, not because I'm ashamed. But y'all don't need to know too much or whatever. So I didn't choose my roommates. I just chose to live in the room that I'm living in. So there are owners of the house, and, they check on the house every now and then, and they're like, hey, just to make sure how things are going. Duh, we're renting, so there's owners of the house. But, so there's this one guy in there, and he's very obnoxious and overwhelming, and he's just been making me very uncomfortable. And so I told them, this is a whole nother story time, but basically, he's been doing a lot of things that makes me uncomfortable, and I would tell them, like, hey, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's doing that. And then other people in the house are starting to complain as well. And so they're like, I told all my family, I told everybody in my family what's going on. They're like, Ashley, you need to leave. You need to get out. And I'm like, at first I was like, maybe I do need to. Like, maybe I do need to leave, because I was talking to God, and I felt like I need to go back and talk to God about this. But I feel like there's a time I heard him say, at some point, you're going to have to leave. Maybe not, you can't stay here too much longer. But that might have been my fear, and I just said it was God. So that's why I need to go back to God. And that's why when they said you need to leave, it was like, maybe I need to leave. But the last time somebody told me, I think my boyfriend was the last person who said, you need to leave. Like, the way he said it was like, it just made me feel like, why I gotta go? God placed me here. Because first of all, I didn't know how to get to Dallas. Every time I tried to get to Dallas, it wouldn't work. And I said, God, I need you. Y'all saw my moving video. I said, God, I need to get to Dallas because you asked me to. But I'm not going unless you send me. Because every time I try to go, it's not working. So you got to send me to Dallas, Lord. And it happened in the blink of an eye. I lifted no finger. All I did was open my hands. It worked out. It literally fell in my lap. Like, yes, I had to put in the work. It didn't just like, I was sleeping. I was like, oh, I'm in Dallas. It was like, I was like, hey, you want to go to Dallas? Get in the car. Like, okay. That's how it was. And if you knew what I went through these past 10 years just to get to where I'm at, where I can finally graduate and I'm comfortable and I leave? I said, he can leave. And guess what happened last night? 2 nights ago. No, it was last night. Guess what happened last night? Well, I'm in Houston, not in Dallas. I'm in Houston right now. I got a message from the owners. Hey, Ashley, just want to update you that so-and-so, we're going to expedite his leaving. He's got to get out the house. He's got to go because we've gotten too many complaints about him, and we don't want anybody uncomfortable, and it's compromising us. And we're going to change the codes to the this and that so that he doesn't come back in the house unwillingly, and we don't want him harming anybody. Did I lift a finger? What the Bible say? Tell me, what does the Bible say? Resist the devil and he will flee. Resist the devil and he will flee. I'm not going anywhere because God placed me here. So I'm saying this. Just because you are too bright, don't let nobody who ain't got sunglasses take your shine away. You have gone through too much to be exactly where you are. I don't care if you're in a 1-bedroom apartment and you used to live in a house. If you were living in a big old house and the house is stressing you out, you are in a very safe place now. And you're not stressed out in that 1-bedroom apartment. You've been through too much to get to where you're at. And I'm pointing at you like this. You know, when people point at you like that, it's disrespectful. But I'm trying to... Because... ain't nobody about to trick you out of your situation, and God placed you there. You mean to tell me my Father up in heaven, who owns the entire universe, who owns life, put me in the exact place that I'm at, and I'm about to leave because this man making me uncomfortable? Guess what? Vengeance is the Lord's. And you just got kicked out, boo. Thank you. Next. Anyway, I just want to update you guys. No, I'm not in an Airbnb. I'm at my grandparents' house right now. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Thank you guys for watching. And I probably will make another video because I have so much more to say. I'm a Yapper certified. But don't let nobody steal your shine. You better shine bright, baby. I got my sunglasses and I see you, boo. Where my sunglasses at? I got my sunglasses. And guess what? I got my shirt I bought last minute because I didn't have anything to wear for Valentine's. Because God placed me in a new place where I can see you. I'm Delulu about you. We shining together, boo-boo. And I got my sunglasses so I can see you. 2 tubes.